Yeah, no, I think trans women in wrestling, like, they're perfectly fine to be wrestling. And it also, like, we said, technically, men are built, like, stronger than women, but that doesn't really matter at this point. What matters is that if they're being a safe person and if they're a good person to be around, like if they were extremely like toxic workers and like they were just, the term sandbagging other wrestlers and they were just being like chaotic and stuff, then like, like don't let them wrestle, obviously, right? That's a danger to like the wrestlers themselves because then other people can get hurt. But if they're not doing anything wrong, I don't see anything wrong with it. I mean, they're literally still people. So I have absolutely no problem with trans women in wrestling. I love Giselle and I love I just forgot her name. Oh my gosh. Nyla. I love Nyla. So yeah.
Nyla the Risonator, as she wants to be known now. Xenia, your thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, this just brings us back to the question of suspending disbelief, which is what we're supposed to do in wrestling. Like, this is not a combat sport where we would have to take things into consideration, like any kind of physical traits of someone's body. Like, it literally does not matter in wrestling. So why should it matter if someone is trans or not? And I absolutely love both Nyla and Giselle. And Giselle was a surprise appearance at the anniversary Rev Pro show, which we know has a good relationship with AEW. So it is exciting, and I would love to see her in AEW. And honestly, talking about Nyla, that's another example of an intergender match that would be perfect. Her and Serpentico. There's been so much build.
Yes.
There's so much hatred in that feud. She bought a Times Square billboard to show how much she hates Serpentico. Like, look me in the eye and tell me this wouldn't have been a great match to have. But again, uh, we can't talk about what's allowed and not allowed, frowned upon or not frowned upon, like it in any way indicates what's right and what's wrong, because it doesn't. And then if Nyla had her match with Serpentico, it would be such a perfect way to stick it to all the trolls too, because all of the people have a problem with her, like all the controversy seems to boil down to, oh, this trans woman is wrestling cis women. Well, here you go. She's going to wrestle a man and watch them be as mad about it. That would have been amazing. It would have been perfect.
Nyla versus Serpentico is one of the best ongoing feuds in wrestling today. Also, she got the billboard, but when she was doing cameos, she had this big special, and then Serpentico bought a cameo and made her talk about how Serpentico is the best wrestler ever. And she almost drowned herself because she didn't want to finish doing the cameo. Yeah, I mean, just tremendous stuff. And J.Christian, I want to hear your thoughts, and also, the differences. Where's the line? And is there a difference between trans women in professional wrestling versus trans women in MMA, in combat sports?
Well, in a way, and we talked about this before we hit record on the whole issue of, transgender, not just transgender people, but the LGBTQ community in the world of professional wrestling. And I think that, a lot of these trolls, a lot of these, armchair grapplers, so to speak, just basically have been talking, and excuse my French for a bit, mad shit about Giselle Shaw when it came down to her issues with Rick Steiner. And it just sucks to me that she even gotten that kind of hate from, those fans, those old heads, so to speak, basically saying, oh, you know what, you don't belong in the world of professional wrestling. You don't belong in the business because you happen to have an advantage over most women. And in the case of the state of Oklahoma, when it comes down to Nyla Rose, they're basically telling her and, people like her, we don't want you to wrestle in our state. And that's just stupid to me, because I do think that not just the LGBTQ community, but wrestling is for everybody. I mean, I know that in MMA is a lot different because you got folks like Fallon Fox and Elena McLaughlin that had tried to fight but still get slack from, the alt-right trolls and all of that. But they still trying to fight just for equal respect. In the case of professional wrestling, you get equal respect every time you step through the damn locker room. And you should be getting equal respect from just about everybody that pay a ticket just to see you compete. I mean, it just sucks now that when it comes down to these athletic commissions, like in Oklahoma, a lot of them just don't want people who happen to be queer or transgender, gay or transgender, so to speak. My apologies for those who got offended by me saying that. They're saying that they shouldn't be allowed to compete in the state. Now, as far as Giselle goes, I don't think that she would be able to go freely to WWE because they have a poor track record in LGBTQ plus professional wrestlers. I mean, yeah, even though there's some that happen to be on the roster, they have a poor track record of trans wrestlers in their promotion. So yeah, if she does go to AEW, that would be a welcoming sight to see. But it's going to probably cause some backlash as well. I mean, I'm sorry if that's a little bit too long of my little take, but I just had to get that out there.
Well, let there be a backlash if she shows up at AEW and kills it. Yeah, all right, fine, haters, enjoy. I'm going to be enjoying watching her. I'd love to see her maybe join the Outcasts or get into a good faction or something, and I think that would be pretty cool.
You know what?
But